Alright, YouTube, and alright, Railfanners and Trains fans. And today I'm going to be previewing my trains that I made. And here's the Southern Pacific train. There's a bunch of units over here. There's 12 locomotives. And I put a BNSF trailing on a, and I made a Southern Pacific manifest train. Yes, and I put a DPU on it, and there's some train cars. And why did I even put Amtrak coach cars? And some baby roof, and some box cars, and some wow cars, more like a stack car. Well, it is a stack car. I put some grain cars. And yeah, and I also put a Southern Pacific flat car. I mean, it just looks like a wild car to me. And I put another grain car, more Southern Pacific flat cars, and open hopper car with coal on it, with a loaded coal. And I also put a freight liner, and with containers on it. And I also put a Santa Fe dome car. And I put a bunch of open hopper cars that belong to coal trains. And some loaded ones. And I put some 4 flat cars and then another loaded open hopper car. And some oil cars or Pennsylvania salt cars. And I put another flat car, and I put another box, and I put a box car, Pennsylvania box car, and I put Pennsylvania salt tank again, and I put more bunch of box cars, and this kind of box car too, and the end cars is the Pennsylvania salt tank car, and yes, this does look sus, but it's actually a sussy junction. And yes, and I put some grain cars. It's a bandit grain cars, I guess. I called, and I put a Santa Fe wood bonnet locomotive, and then I put a geotrain. I made a geotrain over here. With geotrains usually have only one grain car and only one private car, and I put Santa Fe private car instead of BNSF private car. I can't find it. So I also made a local switcher train with just 6 grain cars and a New York City caboose car. And yes, I also made a Southwest Chief, but a Santa Fe yellow bonnet or blue bonnet leading the SD40-2 with 2 101 P42 DCs and 147 and one of the Pacific Surfliner number 47 locomotive on a Southwest Chief 2 to make it more rare. And I put 2 sleeper cars, and then I call this launch car a dining car because I can't find any dining cars. So yeah, so I put this launch car instead and make this, and I call this a dining car. And this is the launch car, and this 2 coach cars, and a coach and a baggage car. And I put an extra baggage car. It's a Santa Fe baggage car. And I also put an extra coach, and I put 2 private cars at the back. And yes, I also put a Surfliner cab car, the coach and baggage car. That is a Surfliner cab car, but I don't know why is it a Bombardier car. it's supposed to be a regular Surfliner car, not a Bombardier car. And yes, if you guys are saying about this train, I also made a Pacific Surfliner 051 locomotive. That's different. That's a bit different to me. And this is a Pacific Surfliner. If you want to make a Pacific Surfliner train, you always put any Amtrak locomotives and always the first car is always the business car, and then the second car you can put a coach, the Surfliner coach or the Superliner coach. I put Superliner coach instead. And I put a cafe car. You put cafe car on the third car, and then you put 2 coaches for the fourth and the fifth car, and then you put a coach and baggage car, which is the cab car. Always do that if you want to make a Surfliner train. And yes, I also made more trains too. Where's my other trains? I don't see it. Oh wait, it's the other one is in here. And yes, this is my last and final train I'm going to show you. And this is the Southern Pacific leading trails with UP 1989, SD78 Rio Grande, and trails with 2 fake bonnet T4s, 1443 and 1432. And I also put a wood bonnet with no numbers on it. That's weird, kind of weird. And I also put 2 BNSF -9s with no numbers, just BNSF words. And then I also put a fake bonnet, but if you look closely, you guys can tell that there's a Santa Fe locomotive. This is a Santa Fe wood bonnet locomotive, but the owner put BNSF now. Right here now. You see the front, it's a Santa Fe. It's the front, it's supposed to say BNSF, but it's a Santa Fe instead, which is kind of weird. The game developer must change that. And then yeah. And I also put a blue bonnet or a yellow bonnet as D40-2. And this is a coal train, a loaded coal train with 2 empty coal cars. I mean not coal cars, it's a open hopper cars. Open hopper cars means similar to coal cars, to coal trains. But coal cars doesn't even. But you can't call it a coal car because that doesn't even make any sense to call it a coal train. And yes, my friend called it a coal car in a geo train. He thought that's a coal car, but that's an open hopper car, I guess. But I see it's just a grain car. It's actually a closed hopper car, not open hopper car. And there goes the end car. This is the empty one. And I put a junction. This is actually the Sussy junction. Dun 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 dun. You look sussy, then I fall. You look sussy, dun. You forget it. And I'm still going to be working on some more on the Pacific Surfliner tracks. And yes, I don't know why I made so much and so many railroad crossings at the same time. This is just so stupid. And yeah, just ignore it. And this track I need to be finished on. I'm still working on it. And this track has the train, what the track does, similar does. And this track goes to the coal train. I mean, if you want to connect more grain cars, you just do the switch jobs if you want. that's just fine because there's 3 grain cars over there and 3 more grain cars over here. You can connect 6 grain cars if you want. I could make a multiplayer game if I want to. But if you don't know what geotrain means, a geotrain means if you see a train with a hopper car and a private car at the end, but if you see but if you see 2 hopper cars and 2 private cars at the end, it's extremely rare because there's no such a lot of geotrains does have this, but luckily I caught it like I see it in this video. I mean just say it. My video got 27 views in 3 hours ago, just for a to be continued video. 6 likes, wow. Funny. By the way, back to what I was. So by the way, oh, I think I already passed it. It's this video, 28 views. Well,
I'm getting lucky to see one of
this is the geotrain that I saw.
Wow.
Or what I just see. And,
Look at
and
this
then
geotrain.
yes, this
so
geotrain
real.
does have 2
so
hoppers and 2 private cars for some reason. It is so rare, so fucking rare. Oh, so rare. The rarest train ever. The rarest geotrain ever. What if anyone else catch this? I know your local rail productions caught this. Let me see in the video. It's this video. It's actually this video. And this video was taken by your local rail production. Yeah, I caught it. Comments too. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.